World War II did not begin with America at the center. When the first bombs fell over Europe and Asia, the United States stood across the oceans, alert, cautious, and distant. Cities burned, armies clashed, and entire nations collapsed, yet America waited. Some called it hesitation, others called it wisdom. But history would prove one thing clearly. When America finally stepped into World War II, it did not simply join the conflict, it reshaped it. America's role in World War II was not just about soldiers on the battlefield. It was about industry, strategy, timing, sacrifice, and decisions so powerful that they still define the modern world. This is the real story, not myth, not propaganda, of how America changed the course of the deadliest war in human history. In 1939, when war erupted in Europe, America had no desire to return to foreign battlefields. The memory of World War I was still painful. Thousands of young Americans had died overseas, and many believed that war had served powerful interests more than ordinary people. The public demanded isolation. No more European wars, they said. President Franklin D. Roosevelt understood this mood, but he also understood a dangerous truth. Global chaos does not stay contained forever. America appeared neutral, but behind the scenes, it was preparing. Before America fired a single shot, it fought World War II with machines. While Nazi Germany conquered Europe, American factories transformed into engines of production. Tanks, planes, ships, weapons, and supplies poured out in numbers the world had never seen. Through the Lend-Lease program, the United States supplied Britain, China, and later the Soviet Union with critical resources. Food kept soldiers alive, fuel kept tanks moving, weapons kept resistance alive. America became known as the arsenal of democracy. This industrial strength did something crucial. It kept the Allies fighting when defeat seemed inevitable. Without American production, the war may have ended long before American soldiers ever landed on foreign soil. On December 7, 1941, neutrality ended in fire. Japanese forces attacked Pearl Harbor, killing thousands and crippling the U.S. Pacific Fleet. It was sudden, shocking, and deeply personal. For America, this was not just a military attack, it was a wake-up call. The next day, Roosevelt addressed the nation with words that would echo through history. Congress declared war. The people stood united. America was no longer observing the war. America became the war. Unlike most nations, America chose to fight on two massive fronts simultaneously. In Europe, Nazi Germany threatened to dominate the continent. In the Pacific, Imperial Japan expanded relentlessly. This decision demanded unmatched coordination. Millions of soldiers were trained, navies crossed endless oceans, air forces filled the skies. America did not replace its allies, it strengthened them. It became the backbone of Allied coordination, logistics, and planning. This global commitment defined America's true role, not just a fighter, but a stabilizing force in chaos. In Europe, America joined Britain and the Soviet Union against Adolf Hitler's war machine. One event symbolized America's military commitment more than any other: D-Day. On June 6, 1944, American and Allied soldiers stormed the beaches of Normandy under relentless fire. Many never returned, but those who survived opened a second front that Germany could not withstand. American forces advanced through France, Belgium, and into Germany itself. Towns were liberated, camps were discovered, the true horror of Nazi ideology was revealed. While the Soviet Union paid the heaviest price in lives, America's presence was decisive. It shortened the war and ensured that Nazi Germany would fall from both east and west. Victory in Europe was not accidental. It was the result of planning, sacrifice, and unbreakable alliance. If Europe was strategic, the Pacific was brutal. Against Japan, American forces faced a determined enemy that believed surrender was dishonor. Battles were fought island by island, each one soaked in blood. From Guadalcanal to Iwo Jima, American soldiers endured extreme conditions and relentless combat. The cost was horrifying. Yet slowly the tide turned. American naval power dominated the seas. Air superiority crushed supply lines. Japan was pushed back towards its homeland. But one terrifying question remained: how many more lives would it take to end the war? In 1945, American leaders faced a decision no nation had ever faced before. The Manhattan Project had created a weapon of unimaginable power, the atomic bomb. When bombs were dropped on Hiroshima and Nagasaki, the world changed instantly. Japan surrendered. World War II ended. Supporters claimed it saved millions of lives by avoiding a land invasion. Critics argued it introduced a level of destruction humanity could never justify. Both views still exist, but one fact is undeniable. America demonstrated a power so overwhelming that it redefined global politics forever. Aftermath: the birth of a superpower. When the war ended, much of the world lay in ruins. Europe was shattered. Asia was exhausted. Yet America stood differently. Its economy surged, its military dominated, its influence expanded. Through the Marshall Plan, America helped rebuild Europe, not only out of generosity, but to shape a new global order. From that moment forward, the United States was no longer just a nation among nations. It became a global superpower.